Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Well, okay, so an interesting development happened. So I heard back from the last stream and oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry for all these like technical difficulties and stuff that have been happening. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I'm definitely gonna invest in a new mic, because the one I'm using now is because I switched computers. Because this mic refuses to connect to the other one. And then the mic I was using, it's, I guess because it's Bluetooth, like it's attached to like my headset. So, yeah, that's not gonna work. So, it was like the audio, I heard it and it was very grainy and you couldn't really hear anything. So hopefully you guys can hear me now. Definitely let me know if I'm screaming in your ear. But yeah, that one wasn't going to work really well. So, yeah, let's we won't do that. What I did was is that we're gonna do this digitally because I didn't want you guys to have to um like wait any longer because you guys are probably like catching me from the first part of the stream, so I didn't want you guys to wait. So we're just gonna dress these ladies digitally, and I'll do like a version of what we're going to sketch up and draw um, by hand. But at least we'll get the like concept and stuff. Kind of what I least wanted to kind of show you guys was the method that I kind of um like dress my characters, or especially like the very cutesy ones that like I love drawing. Like I get a lot of like my inspiration and stuff from like I don't even know how to like explain it. It's kind of like these Facebook groups that are like cosplay and like fantasy and stuff, and they have these really pretty like kind of dream boards. So it's kind of like you can find, it's very similar to like Pinterest, where you can find like versions of the dress. Oh, I'm sorry, I just think like the music's a little loud. Wait 1 second, it's probably just on my end. Okay, I just dropped it a little bit. But yeah, it's basically where you get the same version of one dress, but like, so like different, I'm sorry, it's different versions of the same dress. So it's kind of like you get to like pick and choose like different aspects of it, especially when you have characters that have um, different personalities and stuff. So sometimes for me, I like to have like some sort of consistency between it, but like to like where they kind of show their own personalities. So especially with like fairy characters, for me, like they're always very fun, very playful. But I also like designing clothes for like very spunky kind of like punky fairies at the same time. So if I could find a kind of um, especially, I've never really studied design or shapewear for um, different characters. For me, I like to try and um, think outside of the box when it comes to design because I am very much guilty of drawing the same body type. So for me, this is, I want to like challenge myself to draw like different characters with different body types, which is like why like I kind of wanted to, like when I first thought of the stream, I was like, oh yeah, maybe you guys will pick one over the other, but I'm kind of really happy that you guys decided on like drawing both, I guess, because you guys were kind of split. So we'll dress one way, and then I also have a third character, but I don't believe we'll get to her today. So if anything, we can leave her for another stream. But basically, what I always start with when I draw clothes for a character is I kind of give them this basic tunic, especially oh, just to let you guys know too, um, that I'm not like an expert in design wear or specific thing. Like this is just um, what I do, like for my different characters because if there's two things I love doing is like kind of drawing these kind of like pin-up-y characters with like colorful hair and like long eyelashes and stuff like that, like very girly-esque. So just that's like my preference. So, but definitely if um, like you like to draw characters with uh, like let's say like pants or button downs or things like that. To tell you the truth, I've been like kind of dying for like a really good tutorial for that because I've mostly like stuck to a lot of silhouettes, shorts, like skin tight things because to tell you the truth, you can get away a lot with yoga pants when it comes to like characters. But for me, I just love gowns and uh, like different ones like that. But um, whatever it is, it's always a good idea to start with the anatomy first. And the same with, I drew characters a lot with like baggy sweaters or kind of like pullover type things because a lot of the times it hid, if I'm going to be honest, it hid my anatomy mistakes because I did not, well, you can obviously see these are just sticks. Um, but it's a good idea to have, start off with your character, no matter where you are anatomy wise. Um, Try and at least before you draw a gown, before you draw a skirt, before you draw pants, anything, draw your character to completion as best as you can because I have definitely hid anatomy mistakes and stuff, especially like with my sketches, especially with fingers, with things like that, especially necklines. I drew a lot of chokers because I at least wanted to like place something that accentuated the neck because I was very self-conscious that I didn't know how to draw collarbones. And yeah, like basically, my first recommendation, at least when it comes to designing something, is especially for dresses and stuff, to draw your character to completion or as best as you can, um, as much detail as you can, and then kind of give them this like tunic kind of thing. For me, or like a jumper, because it's already dividing up the body to like where you can kind of see like little silhouettes to like where I've kind of started. And for um, like this will kind of help accentuate and uh, help make like decisions of like the movement of the fabric and choices that you would make. So for me, for this character, I think of her as, I don't know why, like when I first created her, I kind of thought of her as some sort of like royalty or something like that. So I kind of wanted her in like a lot of layers and for whatever reason, like a belt. Like I'm really like set up with her having a belt. And for me, the direction I like to balance out, maybe this is like a lot of thought for just a tunic, but the first decision that I make is actually in the tunic. Um, I like to decide on the neckline and then build up if I want that to be simple or detailed. And then I decide on how to build the skirt and the bottom half. So whatever shape, I kind of chose this lovely V-neck off the shoulder. And from there, I kind of decide on what the bodice is going to look like. Now she's like a little itty bitty chibi with like no waist, compared to this character that I made her a little bit more curvaceous, especially in the bust. So this is kind of where anatomy decisions actually influence the way that you're going to think of your outfit. So because she has basically no waist, a lot of the shape is going to come from her hips and the silhouette of the dress. So you can kind of see I kind of made those decisions as I was designing her because I wanted the dress to kind of have like a bit of a flare and a movement. So in the tunic, like as I drew her, I kind of made these kind of like triangle shapes to complement the kind of flare of the skirt because if not, if you don't know where the hip placement or the knee placement is going to be, your basically your dress is going to look very flat and with like no movement because a lot of the times when you are having a character with no movement, a lot of the times you are tempted to draw a skirt this way. So you basically have like pretend this was she was looking directly at you. So like this was uh, the the bust, the waist, especially for chibi characters, that they're very small in proportion, but that doesn't mean that they can't have movement. So imagine if very similar to this character, why this character can get away with this pose is because her proportions are actually more of an hourglass figure, so it looks much more dynamic, if that makes sense. So if compared to this character, who she has left curves but more of a dynamic pose, it's almost like she has to like push like her limbs or joints or things like that in an interesting way for it to be dynamic and to have more of a flare compared to this character who like the body type is naturally more, I guess you can say, curvaceous. So the pose is actually more like where the actual outfit is going to accentuate her figure more than the pose. So, for example, if I were to kind of think of these two characters, um, I would give her a bit more of a fitted look and more of a curved look, which is why I kind of gave her more of a, like a swooping line. Like, of course, I could make it to like where I could give her like let's say similar to like this character like more of like a V um but at the same time I can't give her like that poofy skirt as if this one because if not then all of like kind of the detail like of her body shape and things that I kind of gave to her character is going to be lost in it. So for me, when I think of this character, I kind of want to give her either more of an hourglass shape kind of I don't know why. I kind of thought of like a Jessica Rabbit kind of type of outfit. But really it depends on like the kind of character that you have. And to tell you the truth, like the more I look at it, I'm like, this is Tinkerbell. I don't know why I'm making it fancier than it actually is, but it's basically Tinkerbell. And I guess when I thought of her, or like in unbeknownst to me when I was just drawing Tinkerbell, like I just made decisions out of the sense of when I was like designing her clothes of more of like the body shapes and like what complement the body shapes, like as I was designing it. And yeah, that's basically um, where you can, as like as you're dressing your characters, how you make decisions either what comes first is the character and then the design comes after, or if you're like me, I kind of really love like certain looks of clothes and I kind of design the characters after that. So when it came to this character, I had a outfit in mind, and so I was like, okay, how do I accentuate um, the kind of outfit with the character? So I wanted to kind of do this like almost divide, like um, to or like sash. I like was really like, oh my gosh, this character will look so cute with like a little bit of like a belt here and I like to break down skirts specifically by almost these, um, I guess almost like rounded rectangles, especially when it comes to almost like these ballerina skirt type shapes. But you can definitely do also this kind of shape with more of an, I believe it's like an A-line skirt or an elongated skirt. Well, I'm sorry, no, A-line would be more like this, and then the elongated skirt that I'm thinking of is more of like a straight line. Kind of like similar to um, like robes, like where it's a little bit heavier on the bottom and you can put like designs and stuff. But for me, I kind of wanted a bit more of like a poof to it, almost like so like where there's like tulle or something here in the bottom. Uh, but I know at least with this, especially for it to add a little bit more volume, how it gives it like that illusion is basically where there's more volume in the bottom, and then it almost tends itself like with that little triangle, but where this stays the same. So that's like kind of the difference between like shapes like this that have like no poof, I guess you can think of it, to where it hugs the body very very like close like to the shape of the leg or wherever it is that's more stagnant, and it also gives the illusion that your character is pushing. No matter how poofy the skirt is, you can kind of see it in references, and that's why when it comes to clothes, um, adding um, like a movement reference to also a style reference is very important, because when you actually see the clothes in action, you can have a better idea of how realistically your character can wear it. So a lot of the times people, for example, when they draw hoodies or when they draw a shirt, a lot of the times they'll see a reference and you see the design from the front or from the side, and but the shirt in and of itself, how it hugs the body, it hugs it exactly to the point of where you're seeing your reference, so you're good. But when it comes to a lot of the times skirts or bottoms or things like that, the person is standing, sitting, but they're not the same reference as to like when you're designing your pose. So my recommendation is to find a reference as close as possible to the design that you want, but also in the pose that your character, and keeping that in mind, because especially for skirts and dresses, like there is movement that's being like made by the legs, unless they're in a sitting position, which is even like it's much more different, because then your clothes are being gathered or almost like wrinkled or crumpled or something like that. And we don't have to talk about that right now, but at least keep in mind like the movement that you're making or that your character is making with it. So um, basically, because I want, I guess, the movement to be accentuated, I'm gonna like flatten out this piece right here, like keep that flat. Oops. Oh no, I drew it all in the same layer. I done goofed. That's okay. Let me see. Can I just copy this? Wait, let's see. I done goofed. Let me see. Oh no, and it copied the whole thing. Oh my, guys. I goofed. That's okay. I can ungoof later. Okay, I'll just use Control Z for everything. Let me see. So, see, that's what you get for not putting your layers. Learn from my mistakes. Alrighty. So, I'm gonna make a new layer, and then from now on, we won't erase the whole thing. So, I wonder if maybe if I bring the drawing under it, will that make it better? Who knows? Oh my. The drama, the scandal. Let's see. Okay, so this is the new one. Got it. Maybe, we'll just leave it as is. So, moving forward. Da, 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 da. Wait. Okay. Also, I really hope that the audio is much better this time around, guys. Let me see. I'm just gonna make sure everything is good. I'm just checking like the levels now and all that good stuff. Let's see. Okay, we're good. Alrighty, guys. So, do do do. Okay, so we have our like base. I'm trying to think. I do a lot of even detail on like the neck sometimes. You can honestly the greatest resource that I saw for detail work, and they did an amazing job with it, and it makes sense. Kamen Harangi, who she has an Instagram and a Twitter, I believe, but she actually studied lace, which oh my gosh. And it's so smart because you can actually do detail work on the collar on and they're such small like I can show you because I caught her on she doesn't do live streams anymore, but if I recall, and that's kind of like where even I got like the idea of doing flares and stuff like that because she actually gave a quick stream about it. But basically, the simplest lace work from what I remember, it was basically three circles. So it was kind of like this heart shape. And then she would put a circle here on top. And then, if I'm not mistaken, it's that she would accent um, these over here, these over here, these over here, and then fill in the the insides with even smaller ones. Now that's completely hideous, but like if you do it right, like let me see if I can do like a little bit of a better job. But sorry, I got a little bit of shaky hand today. Oh, sorry, that's my Bork Bork. Please ignore the Bork Bork. Sometimes he gets excited with the mailman or like he just wants to make friends. But also there's been this crazy crow that's been like kind of mocking him through the window. Like there's part of me that it's I want to be optimistic and say that it's like a frenemy sort of thing, but I think he has like a deep disdain for for that crow. So, if I'm not mistaken, I'm really trying to make this better than what it is. I promise her demonstration was much more beautiful, and especially with uh, like it just made sense, honestly. Like, and what's funny is that like you have this like general uh design, right? And when you see it, you don't think much of it, but once you color it white and you put them kind of next to each other, I apologize that like my example is hideous looking, but when you place them side by side, it was this beautiful pattern. Like if you take, let's see, I think it was that she put it side by side like this for the smaller one. And let me see. I think I can make it work. I know it's a hideous example, but I think I can make it work. I apologize. I promise if... Okay, let me see if I put in there. Okay. I will. I promise I'll do a bit of a better job on... Let's see. I do. I want to make this work so bad. Let me see. Yeah, where you have like kind of this chain of like detail work, and that will be like kind of like your base for wait, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So when you erase like kind of like the base here of it, erase the base. um that will be kind of like your general stencil, right? So doesn't look like much now, but okay, let me make the portions like a little squooshed. Then you guys can kind of see. I apologize if like I did that too fast, but I at least wanted to show you guys like if the portions were a little better, but you kind of see the drift of like how um, you can have detail work like that. So if you have this as one layer, right? So this is kind of like your broad, just because I know we don't have that much time, but if you do kind of this as like an underlace right here, so that's going to be your draft layer, right? And if you go in here, do a little bit, so you go in here and do more, oh, let me just make that a little bolder. So you have kind of your draft there that you can kind of trace, and then you have kind of like that lacy pattern with that detail, and you can put in small circles like for the traced. And what's cool is like since you kind of had these circle patterns, you can actually adjust it to the size of your skirt as it goes up, so you can kind of like switch it. And yeah, I will look into more detail about because she gave, I want to say like 2 or 3 different patterns, so I'll put a note for myself to look up, because I really did. I loved, especially like I called it like the Joker lace. I don't even know how to call it, like where it was this like gesture, like the gesture lace that you see a lot with almost like these vintagey, like really cute like gesture clowns, I guess you could say. Um, but yeah, like where it was like a lot of um, things. And the cool thing about it is once you get the style, like the specific pattern down, like all you have to do is really copy and paste and then size it within the actual placement of it, and then you just have to trace over it. So um, that is uh, for me, like I kind of really want to learn more about how to incorporate lace into uh, like dresses and stuff like that, because I think that adds like a really nice detail, especially when it comes to, actually I want to kind of see um, like how it looks on the neckline too, because I think that'll be fun. But yeah, if you're wondering how I did, oh, okay, different. I think I liked it better on the bottom, not gonna lie. You can also do the same with patterns of a dress. So yeah, no, it just looks like a mess up here. Nope, I'm not liking it. But that's okay. We can probably, yeah, I'll look at more detail of like lace work because it kind of looks like a little messy. Um, but you can also do the same thing with like pattern work, at least when it comes to, and also keeping in mind that when it comes to like stripes and polka dots and things like that. So like follow the pattern of like the fabric according to like the movement of the fabric. So a lot of times when people copy and paste a pattern, it's as if you were looking at it from the front, but directionally the fabric is going in different ways. So let me see if I can give you an example of that. So, oh, probably I should teach you guys how I did this part, like this Thule part. Um, so really it's pretty easy, like, you know, like this part. Let me just do that really quick. I'm sorry guys, at least for, I'm gonna put a note to like pause it. Hi Pokey, how you doing? Long time and no see. How art thou? I have missed you. Okay, I'm gonna teach you something I definitely know because I don't know lace. I'm putting a note to study lace and then properly teach you guys. But this I definitely know how to do because I did it. So when it comes to, I guess the fluff, like the tulle fluff, it is so easy. Like literally all you do is like, here's your skirt, right? So you have like your cube of a skirt. A lot of the times it's recommended that you kind of go up with it, so then it's more rounded. And basically all you have to do is you draw a line here, here, like basically following the fabric in the direction. And it's also, it's a good measure to kind of have like a little bit of a flare triangle here in the direction of your arrow. All you gotta do is kind of like follow that with like some curves connecting from one line to another. And what you can do is for extra measure, Space that as close together as you would want. So for me, I do a couple of um, like at least close measurements of how floofy I want it, like basically the tool to be. Uh, like and especially for how long. For me, I like to have like I guess my floofs short because it gives the illusion of it being kind of puffier. So it's really up to like your discretion on how floofy you want your floof. And also I have seen people who, for example, like you do it, really I do it by look. I know that's not very helpful. Um, but really sometimes it's just like a spacing thing. And then you've been good, Pokey? Oh, good. Oh, that's good to hear. How was it? Well, I'm sorry, that's ignorant of me because I'm an American, so I was going to say how was your 4th of July, but it's most likely that possibly you're not from the States. So I hope you had a great weekend and everything's good and there is no stress. So yeah, so connecting that with some curves. Sorry, I got a little bit of shaky hand today. And what you can basically do is like connect that, or there's also I've seen like that where it's I call it like the anime schoolgirl um, kind of tool where it's like basically the curves of uh, the um, it's almost like instead of like a poofy, it's more of like a straight. And basically, all it is, it's making little C's um, to make the kind of like flat look. So instead of having like kind of these like poofy curves here, all you do is just draw like a little bit of a C or just like a straight line. And then on the occasional one, just looping it through to a straight one, depending on like the direction of the skirt. But at least for this design, I kind of wanted it to be like a little bit on the poofier side, especially. But I definitely know the longer it is, the more the it's almost like you're making the fabric look heavier if you think about it by going like straight down. Um, but it really just depends on the direction. I know definitely for this one, the poofs are probably going to go behind the leg. So I'm just going to accentuate a couple here, but for the most part, like most of the movement is going to go from this flare up here. So what I'm going to do is so then you can kind of see more of the direction of this skirt over this kind of tool part. I'm not going to add a tool to here. So then you can kind of see like a little bit of a separation between the two, especially that the character is itty bitty. So as much as um, I try not to bog down my smaller pieces with too much detail because in and of itself, it's a pretty simple drawing. So probably for this character, I'm going to be, so like for this specific one, I probably need to add more detail because most of her pose is boring. Like if we're gonna be honest, it's just stagnant. Um, oh, Pokey. Oh, okay. Oh, so how was the barbecue? How was the fireworks? Did you do anything special for your 4th? We went to like a local beach here, and our puppy. It was the first time we actually went to the beach with our puppy, and he was ecstatic because well, we actually didn't go on the 4th. It was like the day after, just because we kind of wanted to avoid like all of like the hustle and bustle. And it was super funny because he's never seen a wave before. And so every time like a wave came, he wanted to go and run and bite the wave. It was pretty funny. But oh, he was good. He loved the smell of hot dogs everywhere. And oh my gosh, it was so funny. Oh, jeez. He practically made friends with everybody on the beach. So yes, basically it really depends on the type of skirt, like what um probably what I'll do for this one, especially that the shape is going to be I'm trying to think because I don't want like the You know what? I'll probably add some detail here. Like there's part of me that I want her to have like a little bit since we were talking about lace. I am. I definitely want to keep this and this. I do. I think I'm thinking of, yeah, I want to keep that direction. I'll probably make this one tone and then this one another. I want to keep the belt here just to add like a little bit of accent to it. And also this is a good time to kind of think of color, like while um for me, I like to make the main part, um like the center, a darker color than the tool or the main piece, because it kind of, I don't know, it kind of gives like the eye somewhere to go, especially when you have a smaller detail. So probably I'm gonna make this like a dark blue and then have the accessories kind of be a lighter color. So I'm like debating whether I want like the skirt to be a full skirt or like a split skirt, because I'm kind of liking the vibe a little bit, and I do like her like little leg and stuff. For the life of me, I have no idea what her shoes are gonna be. Like my thing is always like, ooh, strappy shoes or those little like penny shoes. I grilled some steaks and watched the fireworks, which were really cool because I have the best view of fire. Oh, that's amazing. That's so cool. Did they do like a lot of different um like fireworks and stuff? Here, I don't know if it's because of like the neighborhood that we're in, like where nobody, there wasn't any fireworks per se, but there was a lot of people kind of barbecuing out and on boats, which was crazy because we actually found somebody on the beach had this ginormous tent. Like I want to say like it could have easily fit like 10 people, and they just left it out, and they had a sign that was basically like, oh, like free to use, just clean up after yourself. So it was pretty cool. Like I guess they just like left it there like over the weekend for people to just chill out and stuff. And it was pretty hot, so we were pretty thankful. um, but it was basically, it was definitely the quieter of like 4th of July that we've ever spent, but it was pretty cool. Like, ooh, steak sound pretty nice, actually. Okay, so probably, I'm like thinking what I want to do. Do, do, do. Probably outline here, do that, do that. I know, and honestly, when I was looking at this, I was like, oh my gosh, Goose, you just, I don't know if you guys know about this one this one anime or manga. It's called Mew Mew Tokyo. And I was like, I knew I've seen this character before. And I did. I looked it up. I caught myself and I'm just like, girl, did you just like, it's super funny because after I drew this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is Tinkerbell. Like I can't unsee Tinkerbell. I was trying, I don't know why in my mind I was like, oh, I'm trying to do like a sporty Jessica Rabbit. Like honestly, it was because I've been watching workout videos and like I've been doing a lot of like Pilates stuff, and the instructor, I was like inspired by one of her workout outfits. It was so pretty. And I was like, "Oh, okay, I think I can design a character like that." And I looked and I'm like, I just drew Tinkerbell and then I just put the blue and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, this is like one of the characters from Mew Mew Tokyo." I think like subconsciously, it just means I need to watch Mew Mew Tokyo. Which honestly, come to think of it, I've only read the manga, so not gonna be bad. But I definitely oh, and we started and finished surprisingly like 2 seasons of Ragnarok, which I remember one of the streams we talked about. But I think you guys recommended the anime Ragnarok. Um, we actually watched the oh, I did it again, didn't I? I drew on the layer. Ay, ay, ay. No wonder. It's okay. Oh my gosh, you're right. I can't unsee it now. Can we make that happen? I love Dexter's mom, honestly. Like from, oh my gosh, I can't unsee it. I want to do that. Can I draw her as a fairy? That'd be great. I would love that. I love Dexter's mom. The same with I remember they would compare her and the compare the one from, oh my gosh, what's this animated movie? The Incredibles, I think. I want it to happen. I'm gonna draw her as a fairy. It's happening. She's a redhead now. I pictured her as like an alternate. Like I love it. It's happening. I love Dexter's mom. Like the same with yeah, they do. They compare her. Let me see. I'm trying to think of like other memeable things. Oh, I also I recently got into Diablo 3. It is all consuming. Like seriously, like after this, like after this part of the stream, I'm going to grind because I'm on level 17. I need to get to level 70 to be able to play with people. It's a challenge. I literally told my husband like this afternoon when he came for lunch, when I made him lunch, I was like, "Baby, I need to grind. I need to grind. Like I need for this to happen. Like you don't understand. I'm like level 17, which I'm kind of happy because I leveled up like in like 3 days. I had my account before I got it to, like I want to say 7 when I first got it, but that was literally, I got to 7 like before purchasing it. Basically, I had the account and you can play up to level 12, which is cool. But Diablo 4 is coming out and I need to get it. Oh, don't worry about it. Yes. Oh, that's so great. Go, Pokey, go. Well, don't worry. We'll catch up soon. You go do your thing, and we will catch up, my friend. Not to worry one bit. Bye. Have fun. But yeah, guys, so what we're going to do really quick is kind of measure out the portions of the fabric. I'm pretty happy with, so what I'm most likely going to do, and always make room for alterations, because I'm not going to lie, like there's times where I've kind of made a design choice and um, picking out the colors and stuff has kind of saved me from like kind of looking at everything and being like, oh, okay, like maybe it's a little much, especially. And it's true. It's so funny because once you pick a dynamic pose, like you really don't got to do much else as far as like patterns and stuff. I do have to admit when it comes to this, because the pose, which honestly though, just because we said that whole Dexter's mom thing, it's gonna change. Like this whole sketch is changing. I'm loving, I'm living, and it's gonna happen, and we're going to go with that design choice because absolutely the only things I need to pull up references, because honestly all I remember are like her little cute apron and her like little cute shoes, and that's all I remember. Um, but we're gonna make that happen. But yeah, as far as like I feel bad because accessory wise, probably what we can do is make a like probably quick detail. Like I picture it kind of like a teardrop kind of thing here. But I've also seen where it's like several. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. Maybe not teardrop, but kind of this like pendant style. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of like that. So we can do that. Also, I've seen people where you can actually draw different patterns. So like let's say you can't decide on like what you want to do as far as accessory wise, you can actually draw it here on the side and then kind of drag it and kind of do I don't know if you guys remember those like dress up games or stuff like that, like you can do with like dolls and stuff. I know my mom growing up, she said she had like paper dolls and stuff. But you can definitely do that and build um the outfits. Honestly, a lot of the secret is just doing a tunic or something like that to build your pieces on. And what you can do is even kind of do this base. And let's say if you don't want to have that split, having that accentuated piece here on the side. I was kind of debating of whether to make it a bow or like make it an actual full split skirt. So we're just gonna do both, I guess, and then see from there. I just want to double check my time. We have 15 more minutes. So what I'm gonna do is make the executive decision. I mean, like that's the thing. I guess I wanted to do a bow, but we have a lot of detail here, and so it looks like a little heavy. So I think we're just gonna leave it alone for now, and um, probably it's gonna look different when, let me see, probably if I make it the same color. Okay, let's see. I know there's part of me, I'm like, oh, I love that little leg and stuff. It's so funny because it's not until like when you don't see it anymore, you're just like, no, it's lost. It's lost to the ether. Like this took me an hour. I'm horrible at anatomy, guys. But, like I have a lot to study, so anytime I make a fairly decent-ish anatomy decision, I'm just like, keep it. Just show it off. But yes. Yeah, like there's part of me that like I feel it kind of, yeah, the movement almost gets lost if I don't have that split. So we're just gonna leave it alone for now, because at least for me, like yeah, I kind of like that divide, like kind of like, and I can probably do like a really cute, like maybe like pant detail kind of thing, or like, ooh, or like a garter. I didn't even think of that. Like a cute little garter. Or high boots. Excuse me, who is she? Absolutely. Living. Absolutely. That's what we're going to do. Okay, guys, listen. Listen to this decision. So we're going to do high boots. This color. That, okay, see, look, we just found a solution. So she's going to wear high boots. Going to show off that leg, right? And probably lower it a little bit. Show off the leg. Have that split skirt. Have the detail in the collar. And the floof. All right, I think that calls it a day for that design. I'm pretty happy. All right, cool. We're gonna do that. This is probably gonna go through like 50 changes by the time. I'm going to reference Dexter's mom super quick, so just like chill out here while I figure this out, cause I'm not sure how do the thing. Let me see. Let's see. Don't mind me. Let me see. I seriously forgot. Like, it's so funny when you watch like a show for years and years and then you don't remember anything. To tell you the truth, like episode wise, like all I remember was that one episode where he like listened to French, and I want to say that they had a collab. Oh, how cute. Okay. Aw. Okay, we can definitely do this. Let me see. I'm trying to find the like which picture will show. Okay, I think yes. Okay. Da, da, da. Reference, reference. Oh no, I just saved it and I always lose it. The drama, the suspense. Or who knows, maybe I can just draw a whole new one. I'll see. I'll see what I can do, because like there's part of me I feel like I can. I'm just like so excited for the idea. I love it. Oh, I think because it didn't properly save, that's why. Alright. Fine. The universe doesn't want me to have fun. Let's see. Oh my gosh, somebody has like a whole art gallery? That's something. That's a choice. It's like a whole collection of it. Wow. Okay, will it let me? Mm. No. Sorry, guys. Well, I guess the universe doesn't want me to save it. I don't know why, but alright. Fine. Well, we'll do that another time, I guess. But any hoozles, well, I'll just say here on the side. So I'm trying to see if I can fathom like putting it on this sketch, or we're gonna do a whole new. Which honestly, I'm excited either way because honestly though, like, yeah, I don't. I can see it. I can just see it be a thing. Like, wait, let me see. Let's see. Let's see. What can I do? Yeah, it's honestly not that much of a stretch from. Let's see. If I just move the hair like like so, like because she has, right? Okay. It's just a little bit more of a curve. Wait, let me see if I can transform. This is an amazing transformation. Wait, let's see. Da, da, da. Okay. And then she has her little earrings. Wait, that's like yellow. Okay, earrings here. Okay, and then she has like kind of like this like pastel-y greenish, closer to, okay, yeah, that's closer to there. It's almost like a collar. Yeah, it's like a collar here. And then like her apron. Let me see. Yeah, like it's, that is so cute. Let me see. Yeah, and then the rest, wait, actually probably, and this is why, see, this is, guys, this is why it's really important to like sketch out all of these like little anatomy things, like down to like probably a jumpsuit or something, because then you can make all of these little decisions like and build off of them, and you don't have to think too hard, like, because the shape is already there. So hers is like a little apron here, but we're gonna keep the shape, right? So design wise, it's like a no-brainer. You just have to like pick the shapes like as they fit to the body. And then especially I do kind of want to keep, let's see, probably like that. Yeah. Yeah. Cuz I would want, okay, and then, oh, that is so funny. Yes, and then she has do 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 do. Yeah, she has like sleeves here, then here, like that, that. Oh, probably this sleeve is a little too down. Do, 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 round it out here. And then she has her iconic gloves here, which are yellow. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I love this so much. I am living. Yes. Like, I think. Okay, like, hear me out, right? Let me, because I think what's distracting me from like all of this is the hair. So I'm just like gonna cover it up really quick so then, because I'm still seeing like the ponytail, so I'm just like, no, it's not it. Especially that it's like a paper texture, so I'm trying to like erase that, erase that. Okay, so hopefully that'll help with the vision. It's so nice when you just have like a reference there, and for me, like the hardest choices are always, oh my gosh, like color, and that is so funny. And she has like the little curve there, and then it's like swooped. And she has like these little hairs here. Like she has like little tendrils, I guess. Yeah, and she has the eyelashes. Honestly? Oh, and then her green pants. I'm like, something's missing. I'm like, she's missing something. So they're like dark green, I guess? Like a dark green. Oh, that's really dark. Like, a little lighter. Honestly, guys, I think we have it. Like, yeah, I'm just making it a little lighter so then we can see the shape and stuff. Honestly, it's we got it. I think we got it. Let me just put here. Do, and do that. I do. I always like fill in, especially for my sketches and stuff. I try and do it as transparent as possible. So then, um, if any of the line work and stuff, I try. That's why a lot of times you notice that your sketches look better sometimes than your final product, because when you go in with color or um, like ink, things like that, a lot of the times we do like definitive lines instead of like in kind of implied lines. So when I do a sketch, you kind of see all of the in-between strokes that I did and kind of like harder strokes and shading and stuff. So a lot of the times, like the right line that looks right is somewhere in there, and your eye automatically picks it out. But a lot of the times when it comes to like inking and stuff, it uh, you don't always pick the right one. So what I like to do is in my digital art to kind of preserve as much of the sketch as I can before, um, and kind of seeing like which line to follow as best as possible. And it helps a lot, to tell you the truth, especially when it comes to like fingers and stuff. I do get lost in uh, like just trying to finish it so bad that, especially I've found out with like the tracing paper. So now that I've recently used tracing paper to transfer my sketches over to uh, like my watercolor paper, it makes me like a lot more mindful um, of like basically like where to like follow the strokes and stuff like that, if that makes sense. Da, da, da. I'll probably fix the hair a little bit more when I do the final sketch, but just so then it's like a little lower and like covers a bit more. Honestly though, like there's part of me I kind of maybe want to try out doing it in a different direction. So probably moving her hair. Let me see if I can do that. Cause yeah, I actually did it in one thing. Let me see. So what I'll do is I'll copy paste and then layer, rotate, I think horizontally would be. Okay, so let's see how it looks. That's one layer, so we're gonna do that. Let's see. I'm gonna see like how it looks. Yeah, I like it that direction a little bit better. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Let's put this one and then all the layers. We're gonna do all of it. It's gonna have multi-bangs. Okay. Doo -doo -doo. Probably fill in this one. Yeah, I kind of like it a little bit better. Let's see. It's gonna go in. okay, wait, we hit our hour. Whoops. Sorry, guys. See, you guys always bring up like the funnest things to do on stream. I always appreciate it. Wait, let me just, I'm just gonna finish the bangs really quick. Yeah, I kind of like this direction a little better. Any hoozles. Um, yeah, we'll play with it a little bit more. Um, yeah, I'm like debating. Well, like I'll play with it a little bit more and possibly, you know what? I'll probably do a digital version just because I feel like the majority of it is kind of done, like at least for the um like the basics of it, so I might as well like finish it to completion and then probably do like a watercolor version at a later point. This is so fun. I cannot stop. I think that's mostly what it is. I think it's less about that, oh, I want to make a watercolor version of it, and more like this is too fun and I don't want to stop. I did not picture like my uh interest being so peaked in this. Um like I legitimately had like all these things planned to like practice and stuff, and now I feel like it's like, no, I want to keep working on this. I know I can fit this in my schedule today. Oh boy, I do. I even had this idea of like grinding on Diablo 3, and now I just feel like, no, I want to see what direction her bangs are gonna go. um, but anyway, just because I do want to let you guys go because it's been an hour and I don't want to hold you guys hostage anymore. So I will sign off for now. Since we did the 2 hour part today and it covered for this week, I'll keep you guys updated if I can do a surprise stream sometime this week. Probably keep you updated with all that's going on. We're gonna get a new mic because the first part of the stream was all grainy and kind of like hiccupy. So gonna update you guys with mic news, and if anything, we'll use this computer in the meantime. And I'll update you guys with some ideas that I have for next stream, because we're probably gonna do some like sticker stuff because I've had that in like the back works forever.